Hey, my beautiful people. Welcome back to my channel, Supreme Medium Diviner. Today, I'm just shooting the breeze with you guys, touching on a couple of things that just come to my mind that I feel like is important and that, we need to have some conversation about. So I got a couple of things that I want to touch on. Before we get started, if you have not subscribed to my channel, please go ahead and subscribe, hit that bell so you can be notified. Please like, comment, and share if you feel compelled. If you want to book my services, you must go to my website. I do not have WhatsApp, so please beware of the scammers, okay? I do have a clickable link in my bio. I also provide the website address in the description of this video along with my email. So I had a little bit of time today before my next client at 2 o'clock. So I said, let me just get on here and just have a conversation with you guys. So I've been sitting around talking to my husband, and he been dripping real hard on this Elon Musk and Trump thing because it's like so funny. So I wasn't gonna say anything, but hell, why not? I just want to let y'all in on a little something. So y'all know when I did my video when I was talking about the Nottoway plantation, I was just like telling you guys I was heavy on ancestral veneration. I've been doing my workshops. By the way, if you have not joined my workshop, please email me so you can learn how to join the workshop so you can start ancestral veneration. And I've been studying the Jim Crow era, and I've been telling y'all, trust the energy. There's people behind the scenes that's doing things. Just trust the energy, right? So I mean what I say, like if I tell y'all something, like I'm telling you something, that means to do what I say. So I did an experiment. Y'all know I love experimenting, right? I did an experiment last week. And what day did I do this experiment on? I can't remember, but I know the experiment was last week. I wanted to see how weak the foundation of the government really is, okay? I told y'all that the government has already lost. The dark forces that run the government, they have already lost. They're grasping at straws, okay? And if you do not know, they consider us what's called a straw man. So they really are grasping at straws. So the government basically is only as good as the power that you allow it to have. And when I'm talking about the government, I'm talking about the powers to be. I'm talking about white supremacy. There's a lot under that umbrella, okay? So anything that comes to your mind when you're thinking about the government that's against us, the people, that's what I'm talking about. So I did a little experiment. I wanted to see how weak it was. So I traveled to the White House in spirit. I did a channeling. And I basically shook the foundation. Not shook the foundation. I literally bulldozed it and it just crumbled so easily. Like so easily. And before I did that, there was somebody in the ceiling that did not need to be there. And you ever watch one of those shows where people like, have you ever seen squatters where people are like squatting in your house and you don't know they're there? Then you find out that's how it was. When I went in their spirit in the White House in spirit and I started looking at the foundation, I found that and I'm like, that person shouldn't be there. And they look like a shadow. I said, but I want to get that person. So my spirit with my gift, if somebody needs to be God, I'm going to do it automatically, even though I might not have any intentions physically. So I chased it, right? And it was these people holding me back. And usually when people hold you back, you kind of give up and be like, okay, I'm gonna chill out. But no, I wasn't giving up. I was not giving up at all. And the person seemed to be a black person. And I'm just like, I gotta get her like a black woman. I gotta get her. Like, I cannot let her get away. So they were running away from me and they went through this door and these other people are holding me back. These other people are holding me back. But I finally get to her and I get on the ground and I stomp her out literally on the face, right? On the side of the face. And then that's when I just leave. I was satisfied and I go back to what my main goal was before I seen the interruption inside the White House. So I just go and I'm hitting it with a sledgehammer. Think of I think if the Orisha, I think Ogun, is that the one who has the sledgehammer? If I'm wrong, I don't know that much about the Orishas, but whichever one has that hammer, that's how I'm doing, right? And it's just crumbling and crumbling and crumbling. So I wake up and I'm like, damn, that was pretty easy. Like I did that with no effort. Now, mind you, I do have the gift to do things, but they have no covering. I had no opposition other than the people holding me back. And so that let me know that they're not more powerful than me. I'm powerful. I am powerful. I am more powerful than the government. I am more powerful than white supremacy. So if I am more powerful than white supremacy, who else is more powerful than white supremacy? So with that being said, that was very symbolic. So I caused a shakeup in the White House. Trump and Elon Musk are literally arguing. So I feel like the person that I was attacking was Elon Musk. And the reason why it came in as symbolism as a black woman is because he's from Africa. Okay. And I already could not stand Elon Musk. So, being that I was ready to go down, throw down on his ass, but not knowing it was him at the time, that's why I was so persistent because, I already knew that was something that I was going to have to do. And mind you, he has a black eye. Okay. So Trump is doing all this stuff and they're supposed to be political. He's supposed to be the president. Is this the way a president acts? Is this showing how somebody in power is supposed to act? He's not in power. Nobody in that White House is in power. That's why it has no covering. But I'm going to get to has the power. Okay. It has no covering. So if the president can't keep it together, neither can the other people. Neither can the other people. And Trump, just as well as the Democrats, they are white supremacy. They are white supremacy, okay? Now they have someone leading them, but that's who they represent. That's who the government represents. So why am I telling you this? It's unfolding right in front of your face. Stay out their business. Let's use our powers. Whoever has the same power that I have, use it. Use it. I told you guys to trust the energy. I've been having visitors. They've been coming to me in the astral, telling me that they're watching me, trying to set me up, but I'm letting them know that I do not care. Ever since I was about 16, I've had this recurring dream. I don't have it anymore because I've fought them off, where somebody is aiming to shoot me, but I always wake up before they shoot me. And it's my opposition. They've been after me ever since then in the astral. And I finally was able to take them down. But they're still going to try. And so this ancestor came to me the other night and said, he was proud of what I was doing. He was like, but they're watching you. He said, I'm glad that you're standing up, but they're watching you. I said, I know. He said, but it's okay. They can watch. I said, I know they're watching. And, I've had people reach out to me that, work in certain agencies and they've let me know this. And I figured as much. But that's okay though. That's okay because that doesn't stop who I am in my spiritual lineage, and that does not stop my power just because somebody watches. They can't mess with me. They know not to mess with me. So when I tell you guys to trust the energy, trust the energy. Continue to do what I tell you when I say do your ancestral worship. Okay? Venerate the people from Jim Crow. Learn about it. Okay? You got to learn our history in order for them to rise. Okay? Go back to slavery. Learn about it. Okay? Learn what happened. Don't be afraid of that. Okay? History, knowledge is power. Okay? The reason why Elon has to get out is because he represents immigrants. Immigrants are not a good look for us at all. Plantation owners were immigrants. Know your history. This is not anything new under the sun. Immigrants were coming in long before now, and they were giving them stipends. They were giving them land. They were giving them money. Why? Because the white man was not populated the way that they want to make themselves seem. Biden said that they're dwindling, and Biden said that black people and Hispanic people are going to have to get along. Why? Because Hispanic people are considered to be immigrants, and they want them to take over when they die out, because they are dying out. That's why they're grasping at straws. That's why they sent them over here and gave them land, because it was not that many of them, and it's still not that many of them. But guess what though? We don't have to do that. Because we were over here way before they were. Way before they were, and this land is our land. And we're going to act as such, okay? How do we do that? Get out of religion, get out of politics. There is no reason for you to vote if nobody is doing anything for you. There is no reason for you to study a religion that was given to you that you did not know about when you touch grass here. Okay? Why are you doing that? You're giving power. Remember, I said they're only as good as your energy. All right? So if they're only as good as your energy, then that means what? Your ancestors are only as good as your energy. They feed off of you. I teach this in my ancestral workshop. You have to feed their soul, because they're looking out for your soul. Okay? So when I do my live this Sunday coming up, I'm definitely going to be talking about what they did in the church before it was a church. Why am I talking about this? Because they showed me a building that they would really like us to get back to. It's a praise house. It's a small building. Think of like what a portable looks like for like a school. It's very small. They showed me the inside of it. I mean, when I'm talking about like the benches are touching like wall to wall, barely no room to walk. That's how small these praise houses were. And in these praise houses is where the real work was. This is the time where church was not church. They pretended. In the praise house is where they got down, doing voodoo and doing hoodoo. And when I do my live Sunday, I'm going to go in great detail about the things that were being done inside there. Okay. Don't, well, I ain't gonna say don't. You can get in my comment section, but I'm going to tell you, you irk me when you get in my comment section talking about you still hold on to the Bible or you some type of religion. Don't get in my comment section talking about no damn Christ consciousness. This is another thing that I want to talk about. I do not want you to be giving names to something that's not the name for it. Okay? Christ consciousness is a spell word. Okay? They're spelling when you're talking about Christ conscious. A lot of people like that, well, it's not talking about Jesus, and it's not. What is it talking about? What I've been teaching you about the spirit, the body, and the soul. Say what it is. Don't give it another name, okay? Don't say Christ consciousness, okay? When your spirit meets with your body, which is the matter, the physical matter, that's what gives you the soul. Just like that. And it's you. It's your conscience. It's your subconscious. Don't get on here. I no longer want anybody talking about Christ conscious. I want you to find out what your name is. How do you do that? I want you to investigate your past, your present, and your future. That's what I want you to investigate. If you can't do it on your own, I want you to contact me and I want you to book my services. You can email me to get information if you need to about what that entails. But I no longer want to hear anybody talking about Christ conscious. I no longer want to hear anyone talking about that damn Bible. Okay? I don't want to hear anyone talking about, oh, it's a spell book. Yeah, but not for you. Not for you. Not for you as a people. For the government. For the powers that be. That's theirs. And for you that take it literal, the Bible literal, instead of knowing that it's allegories, you are the worst. You're in the worst trouble. Okay? The worst trouble. But we have our own tongue. One day last week, no, yeah, last week I was traveling to Tennessee and I just started humming. I didn't know this tune. I said, that's them ancestors. I was just humming. I said, that means something. That's doing something on the inside of my body. That's the ancestors. So when you naturally know yourself, when you know your spiritual lineage, things are just going to happen. Things are just going to come to mind. You're going to put the pieces of the puzzle together. And I'm going to tell you one thing. If you're lost, I want you to start studying ancient Egypt. Start there. Why do I say start there? Everything that you ever heard, the origin is ancient Egypt, Nubia, the Nile, Kemet. Everything that you ever heard, everything that you ever learned, that's where it comes from. So start your research there. Don't start with the Greeks. Don't start with Latin. Start there. I want you to start there. Why do I want you to start there? Because it's going to open your mind. It's going to bring you to where you need to research further. But the most important thing that I want you to realize is, and why I'm telling you this, because I needed you guys to know how weak it is. Sometimes you have to let things out so you can understand the bigger picture. So, do you understand now why I say trust the energy? Trust what I say. Trust what I say. I'm not telling you to do something and I have not done my research. I have not done my work. I have not done my channeling. I've done my channeling. I've done my work. I see what's going on. They're weak. They're grasping at straws. Don't you be the straw man. Mm-mm. You're not going to be the straw man. What I also saw is that our ancestors in those praise houses, they understood the assignment. They were doing the same thing that we want to do. But as time went on, they used their Bible. So they were also singing to their ancestors, looking for help. But when they incorporated their Bible, they put a block. They put a block up, right? It's like you're sabotaging yourself. You're working against yourself, okay? So we need to go a step further than they went. They did get us somewhere, but where are we going to get our offspring, right? They gave us the civil rights movement. We're no longer enslaved. We're no longer in Jim Crow. Are things still? Do they have legal Jim Crow? Well, they considered legal Jim Crow legal back then, but are they still practicing Jim Crow in a modern way? Yes, absolutely. But we can definitely get away from that. So we need to go a step further. So that's one thing that I've learned is that, what we're doing is not new. They done the same thing. But we need to see where their mistakes were and not make those same mistakes, okay? I'm tired of seeing hoodoo practitioners talking about the Bible. I'm tired of seeing voodoo practitioners talking about the Bible. I am tired of people trying to fit that Bible into what they think that it is. Let me tell you something. The church is full of witches. It's a covenant. That's why they have baptism. Baptism is a ritual. If you wanted to put your body in water to cleanse yourself, you don't do that while living. That is something that you do when someone dies. Okay, let me tell y'all that. That's something that you do when someone dies. Where did they get that from? From ancient Egypt practices with the dead. They just flipped it around. Why would you baptize yourself being alive? You've already been in water, in the amniotic fluid that was inside your mother's womb. That was your water. That's the water that you're made up of. Why would you get in a pool of water that's foreign to you? That makes no sense whatsoever. Okay? That is a ritual that you're participating in. I have told y'all this time and time again. The church is full of witches. It's a covenant. The Vatican, oh my God. Please. I've already told y'all what the Pope got going on. The highest witch of all. They bring down orders. The local pastor is following orders. Get away from that. I don't want you to be a part of that. Not at all. By participating, being a willing participant, that's how they can do things to you. When you get into that ritual, your soul becomes theirs. I've told you guys this. Okay? Your soul becomes theirs for them to do whatever they want with your soul. I no longer want anyone giving their soul away. If you have given your soul away, you need to contact me so you can get it back. That is my main job, to get souls back, to help you get your soul back. If you cannot do it on your own, you need to contact me. But I will be doing more experiments with white supremacy, with the government. I'm putting it out there. And if anybody else can do it, I urge you. No, I'm going to tell you to do it if you are not already. So trust the energy, venerate, worship, find out your spiritual lineage and embody it. Your spiritual lineage, aka the deity that you are. Embody. Don't worship, embody. You are that deity. You do have those powers. Use them. I'm not playing. Use them. Create your own magic if you have that gift. Do it. Think it, say it, do it. Use your own tongue. I'm not playing. This is real. But I'm going to give you more insight on the live Sunday so you can get a better insight on how our ancestors in those praise houses, in those invisible churches, doing those ring shouts. You know, they had a different language. You know, they did song and dance because they couldn't understand it. They had no rhythm. They did not understand our rhythm. I told you, when you come into your spiritual awakening, they always bring you in with music. You march to the beat of your drum. Everybody's sound is different. And you'll hear your sound. They'll always bring you in with your sound and you'll dance to it. And it's only for you. You made it too easy for them to dance. You inviting people to the cookout. Stop it. Anybody who wants to invite them to the cookout, remove them. It's time to take it back. And are you serious or are you playing? If you playing, you're not coming on our mothership. You won't be on our mothership. You'll be on theirs, but not our mothership. And you'll be lost. All right. So I just wanted to talk to you guys a little bit. Go ahead and share, comment, like this video. And until next time, I'll talk to you later. Bye.